Okay guys, you know what time it is. We are back with another one in the form of a stimulant pre-workout. They have made a return to the channel. Obviously we've been rolling through these pump pre-workouts for a little while now. We have started to come to the end of the batches we've got, and the calls for the stimulants are back in. So we are reviewing today Dominate Up by Ignite Nutrition, Martyn Ford's brand. We are excited to get into this, guys, so stay tuned. We're going to get into all the usual here, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers, guys. Hey guys, we are moving into the taste and the mixability of this product. Now it comes in two different flavours. It comes in fruit punch, and it comes in this flavour, the flavour we've got and the flavour we would have preferred, and that is Rocket Pop. I'm very excited to try it. Let's see how it comes together. Ooh. Smells a bit funky. Let's see, it's quite a grainy sort of type product. Not clumping though, not clumps, like little clumps. So we've got approximately 400 ml of water here. Let's do it. In she goes. It's just one scoop for the full serving. And that one scoop is 14.8 grams. It does smell a bit funny, I can't deny that. Let's see. Rocket Pop going down. Look at that colour. Actually, let's look at this mixability now. It's quite a thick consistency to the powder. I wouldn't say it mixed fantastically well. You can see little bits swirling around, but nothing, I wouldn't say they're major. They do look tiny. I'd say it tastes better than it looks, but I wouldn't say it tasted fantastic. It's quite weak. That's the best way of putting it. I'm between a 6 and a 7. It has mixed better. It is mixed better since we've gone on. So I'm gonna give it a 7. You know, it's between a 6 and a 7, guys. Honest. It's just not as strong tasting as I'd have liked. It's not that sweet. There's no sourness to it. You know, there's no negatives to it. So I will give it that 7. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And that moves into price of the product. Let's see how much dollar this is going to cost you. Now I will mention it's the 22nd of April 2020, and the Dominate Up Ignite Nutrition website have 50% off everything in store. So if you're interested in this, head on over there. If you're not, head on over there because it is a banging deal. But let's get into the usual prices of this pre-workout now. Okay, so a price normally, now there is two versions of this product. There is an international version and a US version. Now they both seem to be coming at that $37.95 range. Now what I'll say is we do have a generous 20% off discount code, which I'm going to flash up right now. Now obviously that will take off 20%, which is in a normal circumstance is still very good. It actually knocks this tub down to $30.36, which is a massive thumbs up. And the reason it's even more of a thumbs up is it is a full 30 servings. Now, as you guys know, most of these tubs these days are 20 servings. This one is going to last you at least a month. So that is, you know, that's a massive thumbs up from us. Works out to be an 8 out of 10 on our consistent pricing scale. And I will say it just misses out on a 9 out of 10. So it is really well priced. UK guys, as a comparison, you can obviously get the international version. It will cost you £24.64 a tub, or 82 pence a go. And US guys, I did forget to mention price per serving for you, $1.01. So that is really good. It does hit that strong 8 out of 10. It's label time, guys, and I'm going to get through this as quick as I can and as accurately as I can. So let's go for it. We've obviously got the vitamins and minerals at the top. They're just going to help with digestion and a whole bunch of health aids that are going to get this into the system as accurately and as best as it can. So let's move into this pump blend. We start off with 3.5 grams of pure L-citrulline. I'll say that's a reasonable dose. Pretty good, actually. It's going to boost the nitric oxide levels up in the bloodstream. It's going to, allude to those pumps that you're going to get delivered in the gym. That will work alongside the glycerol powder or glycopump, which effectively is similar to creatine in that it draws moisture and water straight into the muscle cell along with those nutrients. It's going to work well and par with that citrulline to give you some nasty pumps. 2 grams is a good amount too, so I'd like to say that's a good pump blend. Then we move into the performance blend. Now, unfortunately, quite a lot of these elements are tad underdosed. They should work together though. Let's have a look. So we start off with 1.8 milligrams of 1.8 grams of beta-alanine. That's responsible for those beta tingles, that itchy feeling you get after the pre-workout starts to digest. We like that. Also helps buffer pH and lactic acid once the it builds up in the body. Normally see that about 3.2 grams, so it's nearly half of what it normally is. Then we have L-taurine at 1 gram, which is an average amount. That's going to help with hydration. It actually could fit in that pump blend as well because it's it gives pumps as well. Then I'm going to sum them all together, all the 3 different types of creatine. They all have different digestion rates and bioavailability factors. Obviously, that creatine magna power is the main one there that's going to be very available in the bloodstream. The body's going to utilise it more effectively than creatine monohydrate. I'll say those 3 combined obviously equals 2 grams, but that is going to hit that daily dose nicely. So creatine is up there in this pre-workout. L-tyrosine, 500 milligrams, is going to help with focus and concentration. That's an amino acid. Again, 500 milligrams is a tad on the low side. And then ribose is an energy source, straight direct for the body. 200 milligrams is a low dose though, guys. 5 grams is the normal amount that I've seen in all studies anyhow. So that sums up that performance blend. And then into the focus blend, starting off with the choline tartrate at 500 milligrams. We normally see that between 500 and 1 gram, so that's about in that right spot. It's going to obviously help with focus and concentration. It's going to get the brain moving or effectively. And then alpha GPC, 50% yielding, so we're only going to yield 50 milligrams of the stuff. It's going to help with focus, concentration and the like. That is underdosed though, guys. I'd like to say that you normally see that about 300 milligrams. And then we have huperzine A, the learning chemical, helps the synapses in the brain, so good stuff there. Then we move into the stim blend. Now I'm going to chuck up on the screen right now my rough estimations of how much is of each. They're all going to help with stimulation. So we've got the caffeine anhydrous, the staple ingredient there. It's going to be responsible for boosting that energy ready for that gym session. Then we have theobromine. This one is a stimulant that releases energy. It also does help with mood elevation, so it should make you a happy person in the gym. Hordenine is normally a fat burner. It's going to release energy from those fat cells directly into the body, thus giving you an energy boost. So good stuff. Then we have some N-methyltyramine, often shortened to NMT. Now very similar to the hordenine, that's going to raise the metabolic levels of the body, thus releasing those fatty cells for an energy source. So that is going to work well with that hordenine right there. And then we move into another 2 forms of caffeine, one being Infinergy, the trademarked ingredient. That is a slow digesting form of caffeine, so it's going to help with an anti-crash because it's going to digest towards the end of the workout, giving you a nice little energy boost there. And on the opposite spectrum, we have the caffeine citrate, which is a fast, hard-hitting form of caffeine. It's going to digest very quickly after you take the pre-workout, giving you an instant hit of energy. And that wraps off this label. You'll notice no digestive aid there, so we're going to see how this comes together in training. Okay guys, we're going to move into the most important part of this and any other product review, and that is the effects of the product. And we're going to keep it 100% honest here. Craig has been lucky enough to also use this product, and I can confirm he agrees with everything I'm about to tell you. So we're going to start off at the beginning of this product. Obviously you take the product, beta-alanine, despite its lower dose, I can tell you was surprisingly strong. Definitely had the beta tingles, you had the heating effect, you had the itches at a good amount. Effectively it felt like 3.2 grams. It felt like that clinical dosage of beta-alanine. That was its strongest point. I will say this would be very good for someone who's looking for a low energy stimulant pre-workout that's good for a daily driver. That's where this falls right in, guys. Daily driver material. I'd say that obviously myself and Craig, we are accustomed now to the stronger pre-workouts in the world, but we still do know where these pre-workouts fall in terms of effects. And I will say it was on the lower echelon of energy amount. I'm in an RM between a 6 and a 7 on that energy level. Now the beta-alanine obviously helps. I know it's a placebo effect, but it does genuinely get us in the zone, that beta tingle. We enjoy that a lot. What I'll say is the focus as well was medium. I'd give it a medium score on the focus. And then obviously the last thing you're looking for in a pre-workout is the pumps, which as expected were its strongest suit. The pumps were nice. They weren't painful. They weren't up to pump only non-stim ingredient levels, but they were good. You know, there's a pure L-citrulline in this as well as that glycopump. That is a good ingredient. Those two combined worked really well, and they did give me some nasty pumps. I'd give the pumps like an 8 out of 10. I'll be honest, about that range. So overall, honestly, on this product, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Between a 6 and a 7 I was, but I'll give it that 7 because those pumps were good. I'd say that for an average Joe, an average daily user of a pre-workout, I'd say it would suit very nicely. I will say there was no crash, and it maintained that low to medium energy throughout the entire session, with a nice tapering off afterwards. There was no crash. I didn't feel tired afterwards. There was no negatives. I had no cold sweats, jitters, you know, any of the bad side effects that can come from a pre-workout. So I'd say it's on the lower energy side of pre-workouts that are out there on the market today. But I'm going to give it that 7 out of 10. You know, it was enjoyable. It is definitely worth the money, especially if you guys, if you're watching right now, 50% off. Jump on that while you can. Obviously, use that 20% discount code off all the time. And I do think it's about right for what you're paying. That is my honest truth. I obviously like the fact it's 30 servings. Would I remember this one particularly in 6 months? Probably not, but I do know that it's a healthier, more sustained energy release, and it is a good daily driver. That is just my honest thoughts and feelings on this product. I should mention now this is the US version. It has the hordenine and the N-methyltyramine inside of it. Obviously, I mentioned in the label section. Bear that in mind. International one might be a little bit weaker. However, the stim blend is still 490 milligrams. So you will be having a higher amount of caffeine and caffeine citrate and decaffeine malate. Hence why you get a nice staggered amount of energy release from this product. Pumps being its strong point, guys, is what it is. 7 out of 10. Reasonable. Let's get into that final verdict on the Ignite Nutrition Dominate Up by Martyn Ford. Now, I'm going to cut the crap here, guys. Obviously, we keep things 100% honest here at Review Bros. I'll start off by saying this would not be suitable for a stim junkie. It's not a powerful, you know, blow your mind pre-workout by any stretch of the imagination. But what is it? I'd say it would be a good daily driver product for anyone. I'd say that it's for the lower stim end, which, you know what, it absolutely has a place. As we mentioned in our, you know, well, in a review, but in my synopsis, effectively a best pre-workout in the world. Strongest doesn't always mean best. And I think this delivered, you know, reasonably well-rounded. Pumps were surprisingly nice on the product. I'd say that it delivered enough energy to get me through my, you know, my workout. I'd say it probably would struggle with a leg day, you know, a heavy back day. But you know what? I think it's very well priced for what it is, actually. I really do. I think, you know, with that 50% off, you're laughing if you can get hold of that now. 20% off code that we've given you guys. I think that makes it, you know, very respectable for what it truly is. So I'm going to roll through the scores on the doors right now for you guys, just to give you a quick summary of the product. Starting off with that taste and the mixability, we had Rocket Pop, which I didn't think was fantastic. I expected a bit more for it. Having said that, it was absolutely doable. I was between a 6 and a 7. I gave it a 7. The mixability, you know, it did improve towards the end of drinking it. There wasn't any bits at the end, that's important to mention. So a 7 out of 10 is, you know, respectable there. Into the price of the product now, I'd say this is its strong point, especially like I mentioned, if you can get it at 50% off that it is right now, I recommend going on as soon as you've watched this review, if that's something you're interested in. It's like $18 something for a tub, and you get a free shaker and a wristband, so you're laughing. But using our discount code that's, you know, going to be on ever going or everlasting, knocking 20% off of this product. It actually worked out really nicely, just missing a 9 out of 10. It landed in at that 8 out of 10, and it was a solid 8 out of 10 at that. So you can't go wrong with the price of the product compared to other products these days. And then that moves us into the most important part of the review, the effects. Similar to that taste, I was umming and ahhing between that 6 and the 7, I'll be honest. I landed on a 7, I gave it the benefit of the doubt because those pumps were an 8 out of 10. I'd say the focus was a 6 to a 7, I'd say the energy was a 6 to a 7. You know, it is a lower stim pre-workout to most, but it's definitely going to be suitable for anyone. It's a good daily driver, and you know, well priced for what it is. That, you know, it all comes together reasonably well. That gives us an actual overall score of 22 out of 30 for this product, which is very respectable. Recommend heading on over there and letting me know your thoughts and feelings on the product. All the good stuff. Hope you've enjoyed watching this review. As I mentioned, Stim reviews have made a return. Got a lot more coming out, guys, I promise you that. So please do hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, and stay up to date with all our newest reviews. We always keep them 100% honest. We never get paid to do a review. You know, we do get some commission codes here and there. This is not one of them, but we still keep it 100% honest. So with that being said, guys, stay stimmed. Thanks for watching along.